And welcome to Jeff's Trips. Today is Saturday, 5/23/26. Saturday morning here, about 7:15 a.m. Rainy. Gonna be rainy basically all weekend, unfortunately. So, wanted to show Jen bought tulips last year in a big batch and planted them. Well, the tulips came up, and then I think I've showed them on the dad joke channel, or on the dad joke time. But then these things came up. We don't know what they are, if anybody out there can tell me. But these things came up. They're awesome, but they were supposed to be petunias. They're not petunias, but now I'm having a brain meltdown here. They were supposed to be I can't remember now. Tulips. It's supposed to be tulips. So, but yeah, I'm excited this morning. We're going down to Lincoln County, Kentucky, which is where my grandparents were from on my mom's side. My grandpa was from Crab Orchard, Kentucky, and my grandma was from Kings Mountain, Kentucky. So we usually on Saturday morning, Memorial Day weekend, head down and go to Kings Mountain on Saturday, do a reunion at the little church thing, place there. Richard Jones runs it. He's been doing it for several years. Does an awesome job. Decorates the place up, and has all the Memorial Day little. Sometimes we'll have like little festive stuff, you know, in there on the tablecloths and stuff like that. Unfortunately, every year it gets smaller and smaller amount of people. So who knows how long it'll keep going. I've been doing this with my uncles basically since my grandparents passed away. My grandma passed away in 2008, and I started going, I think 2008, I went with him that year with my grandpa, John Hunter. He was still alive, and he was still around for a few more years. But that's when I started going with John, and I believe 2008. So, and since both of them have been gone for all these years, I keep going, because it's just I wish I would have went, you know, before that, quite frankly. That's one thing that I wish I would have done, but I'm doing it now. Let's get into the little driving here. And I did want to make the point that Brady usually goes with me. This year he started working for the railroad earlier this year, which we're all excited about, but he doesn't have the time off right now to go with us. So hopefully next year. We kind of figured this year he probably wouldn't be able to go unless his off day matched up with the this weekend or whatever, like if he had a couple of off days. But he has a rolling off day with this job, where sometimes he could be off on the weekend, but usually it's, you know, could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever. So so it didn't line up, which I'm sad about. I miss him big time on this weekend, because he's most of the last, since 2008, most of the years that I've been down here on this weekend, he's been with me. So a couple of years ago, we went on a vacation to New Orleans and Gulf Shores, Alabama, and he went with us for the week, the vacation for the week. And then when we got back on Friday, I think it was, he wasn't able to go for the rest of the weekend. So a couple of years ago he didn't go, but last year he did, and this year he's not. So shout out to Brady. I'm gonna miss you this weekend. Hopefully next year you can go. Well, that's the way I was gonna go, but looks like the river, I guess we got more rain than I thought we did. Crazy. River's up flooding the road down there. Got a lot of rain. Hello? Come on.
Good morning. Give me just a second. I'll be right with you.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll take a medium coffee with 1 sugar, 1 cream.
Anything else for you?
And I'll take a sausage McMuffin without cheese.
No cheese on that, you said?
No cheese.
Okay.
That's it.
Alrighty, it's everything that's going on. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Yep, somebody's pulling up behind me. Let's get moving here. Piping hot caffeinated beverage. That's always dangerous when you're driving. Burn your lips. Sausage sandwich. Yeah. That's awesome. Broke tradition a little bit this morning. Usually I stop at the Shell station right around the corner from John's house. But with that road being closed, it kind of messed me up on my time frame, so I passed that McDonald's and I thought, well, I'll just go in there and get some breakfast. So usually I get a coffee and a protein bar from the Shell station there around the corner from John's house. But not this morning. Can't do it can't do the same thing every year. 30 bags. Those last bags, John says, is 100 and makes 130. I don't know how he does it. Place is crazy. It's a landscaping mecca. It's beautiful. You better get some different shoes on.
You think I need them?
Yeah, I'd say they're gonna. Your whole sole could come off of there.
I'll cut that off and wear them.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna change shoes.
All right, John changed his shoes, and we got a little excitement here first thing.
Yeah, usually you change your shoes when you get back. You've worn them out. I wore these out before we even started. That's how big this trip's going.
That's how. Yeah, the shoes didn't even want to go.
That's right.
But hey, I'm excited about today. We're not going to see Brady this weekend. He's working. Yeah, 2026 Memorial Day weekend, Kings Mountain and Crab Orchard.
Should be good.
Should be good. Well, let's
Should dry out this afternoon and be nice.
Let's get on the road.
All right, sounds good.
All right, we're going under the CSX trestle. We're out of town. Officially out of town. All right, we're here at our standard stop-off marathon, just south of Lexington. This is a typical stop. We used to stop here with my grandpa all the time. Remember that?
It was a bladder stop.
Bladder stop, yeah. So we stop with him all the time. So I like stopping here just because it reminds me of the old days. Moving on. Moving on. And we're coming up on Camp Nelson. That was the, what was that camp? We just passed the headquarters.
Headquarters.
That was the headquarters for Camp Nelson. This is a Civil War encampment for the North, and since then has become a mini Arlington Graves, National Cemetery area. Down here south of Lexington on 27, US 27.
So you can rotate your camera a little bit. Wow.
Quite a few cars in here. Usually we traditionally, my windows occasionally don't work, John. Yours is gonna work.
The Scouts put in flags on every single grave.
Yeah, the Boy Scouts. Get some traffic exiting here. I feel like this little stop off has gotten more busy over the years.
It has.
Over the last 15 or so years.
Yes. And the cemetery has grown.
Yeah, they've expanded the cemetery into new areas.
They also just acquired more property here. And I'm not sure where it is. I don't know if it's to the right here, this vacant field, but they've acquired more because of the need is there.
This would be interesting. Hopefully we can get up in here and get on out of here. This is definitely way more popular as a situation on this particular day than it has been.
Well, it could be since they have all these new graves, additional graves, they needed more scouts, and so they're bringing in more help to get the flags out.
Yeah, more help, more cars, more visitors.
Right.
As more graves come in, they have more family coming in, which is interesting.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I'd roll my window down, but it's not working at the moment. Alright, this looks interesting.
Maybe should have pulled over back there.
Trying to get this lady past me. Alright, that's it.
I mean, it's incredible the shape is.
Yeah.
It's clean as the headstones are.
Yeah, the headstones are clean. The grass is mowed. Beautiful scenery.
Feed. Look at this. There's no weeds.
Really no weeds to speak of. Camp Nelson, US 27. US 27 south of Lexington. This is a Civil War encampment.
This was a big supply depot here. And
just north of the Kentucky River, which provided protection from the south because it was a big, you would have had to climb up a big, big
cliff.
Rock cliff to get up to here from the south. I like how when they lay these things out, everywhere you look is straight lines. Like that way is the different angles. Straight line, straight line, straight line. How they've got them laid out. That's the way Arlington is too. Clyde W. Woods, Private, U.S. Air Force, Korea. Robert S. Jones, Senior, Private, U.S. Army, World War II. James Murgatroyd Cox, U.S. Coast Guard, World War II. Sterling Doolin, Corporal, U.S. Army, World War II. So these are awesome. How many you think's in here, John? How many graves do you think's in here?
Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
100,000?
No, I wouldn't think 100,000.
There's quite a few.
Probably where it started right here.
Yeah, possibly. The National Cemetery System. An estimated 700,000 Union and Confederate soldiers died in the Civil War between April 1861 and April 1865. On September 11th, 1861, the War Department directed commanding officers to keep accurate and permanent records of deceased soldiers. Most cemeteries were less than 10 acres and layouts varied. In the Act to Establish and Protect National Cemeteries of February 22, 1867, Congress funded new permanent walls or fences, grave markers, and lodges for cemetery superintendents. That's neat. That's the lodge at City Point, Virginia, pre-1928. Hall's Gap, folks. Coming into, getting close to Kings Mountain. I always knew when we get to this hill when I was a kid, we're getting close. And you said Memos would be chugging up this hill in an old Pontiac or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
May not translate good on camera.
When we had the old Pontiac, we were actually over on the old road. The real
Oh, okay,
Burger
that's
road.
right, yeah.
This is when our Aunt Vita had an Opal, and she would have to take a running start to get to the top of this hill, because by the time we got to the top, we were going like 10 miles an hour.
Yeah. An Opal, that's funny. And this is the bypass from the scenic overlook we've stopped at numerous times. I'm sure we'll stop there today at some point if it's not raining too much.
We have to see if the Arrowhead Rock's still there.
Yeah, we sure do. Hopefully it's there one more year.
Well, now it's a hayfield.
High school's gone. We got that on film a couple years ago, didn't we?
Yeah. And the high school, Memorial High School, became Kings Mountain Elementary School.
Yeah, we got that documented. We drove back there and snooped around. I don't know if that was last year.
They're rechargeable or batteries?
Or batteries. Back roads, either that or I didn't turn it on right. I got 27%, but I'm going to change batteries when we get down here. Back roads at Lincoln County, Kentucky. Coming into Kings Mountain.
Point Pleasant Church. Cemetery.
We've had some adventures down here. We've seen mules run up and down the road and bought cannonballs we thought was cannonballs and all kinds of stuff. Last year we went over there, and I think we went over there, was that 2 years ago, trying to find the train marker where the train crash was. Here's the Pleasant Point Cemetery. We'll be up here later today.
Should have stopped.
The horn didn't work. Was Lanny up there?
Yeah.
Want to turn back around?
Yeah.
All right, we'll turn around when I get to a point where I can see the road. What's up, Lanny? How you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good.
Not much of a crowd here.
No,
It's doubled since a while ago.
Yeah,
yeah,
crowd's doubled. Yeah.
It's been 5 people come out and put flowers on, I guess, so far. 5 or 6.
What's the weather supposed to be like?
It's supposed to clear off here till about 5, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. But it's a guess.
Somewhere before
Yeah.
1, it's supposed to.
They
from
show
1
it
to 5,
coming and
it's not supposed to
going,
be
and
there
they don't
yet.
know.
Yeah.
It's not been terrible this morning. It's just been a good, steady, slow rain, you know.
We came through some pretty heavy rain down the highway.
We got power. Yeah, those Williams boys. I think they said they come through some heavy. But it kept things up. It was here a week ago. It was just
Yeah.
round.
Kings Mountain School Reunion. I think it's not only the school, but really the area. Any family that are connected to this area that come back. We'll just have to see how many people are here. Current time about 5 till noon here on Saturday the 23rd. We made it down here. Appreciate you for coming along. Now last year there were not too many people here. You can go back to last year's video. Now one thing that's interesting, Faye! How you doing?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Been
Look.
down here, and I tell you what, we had more rain than
Good to see you. Yeah,
Good to see you.
yeah, good to see you.
They're
Yeah.
gone. Oh, he's
Yeah.
sitting in there. He's
Billy Jack sitting in there
yeah,
hanging
he's
out.
sitting there hanging out. Oh.
Well, you're here though.
Yeah, we made it down.
Yeah.
I wanted to come down. We saw 3 trains today so far.
Oh, that's
Didn't see nothing yesterday.
really. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, and we took pictures. I took the last one and I just videoed it, sent it to all the people at home.
Yeah. But that place down there is new. A couple of years ago, or last year, I think we filmed that they were tearing it down, or they did tear it down. I know I got it on film that they were tearing it down, so that's kind of neat that they got a new place in that area. We'll go in here and see what we got.
Did you know how long
She can sit out on
They said Duke.
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? Happy Memorial Day.
You too, buddy.
Thanks for putting it on again.
I'm gonna try to keep it going as long as I can.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. Me and John will keep coming down here as long as we can.
Yeah.
You'll at least always have 2 people.
That's right. That's good.
Hey,
Oh, Bodine, how are you?
how you
brother?
doing?
Well,
Good
I
to
took
see you.
that fall. so
Oh,
a little tender right
sorry
there.
about that.
That's all right. How you doing?
I won't punch you in the arm today.
How you doing?
Is what? Yeah, she probably did. Yeah. How you doing?
I've been hanging in there, brother.
You see any trains today?
3.
Yeah,
2 going north and 1 going south.
that's good.
Didn't see nothing yesterday. We came down last night.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, we wanted to do it for a change, you know.
I mean, you didn't see any trains
Yeah,
yesterday.
it was quiet.
Yeah. Come over here and say hey to Mr. Jenkins.
All right.
How you doing? Good to see you.
You too.
Glad you made it here another year. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you. How you folks doing?
Wasn't for this guy and his brother and
That's who drove you up?
another one. They come and get me every year.
Yeah, down in Big Florida still? In Florida still?
So I lived in the same house for 27 years.
What part of Florida is it?
Pinellas Park. It's across the bay from Tampa,
Okay, that's
between
nice.
St. Pete and Clearwater.
Hey, how's everybody doing? You're all on video. I'm documenting everybody that's here today. So I've got everybody on camera that's here today.
That's a good outfit you got. You had that last year, didn't you?
Yeah. All right, well here's the sign-in sheet. My son didn't make it this year.
Well.
My son's, he was working this year, so he couldn't make it.
Yeah, well.
See if they got last year's one on here. This was last year. This is me and Brady. There's Brady. And there's me. There's 20 people here last year. Or I guess 19 people. 2024 had 20 people. 19 people last year. So far this year, 8 people have signed in. I think there's more than 8 people here though, so everybody's got to sign it. But I don't think there's 20 people here.
They're probably all around the bar and
The Sunday school class.
everybody on my side.
Some of them went to Ohio.
Now in session. I'm glad everybody can make it out this year. Made a safe trip here and hope you make a safe trip back home and stuff. And just, a lot of you know who I am. I'm Richard Jones. I've been doing this since 2011. I took over Mary Helen Singleton used to do it. And she asked me one day, she said, Richard, something happens to me, would you take it over? And I told her I would try my best to keep it going. And that's what I'm hoping to do from here on out. But anyway, don't care, we'll go to the Lord in prayer. And bless this food. Most precious Heavenly Father, come to you at this time, Lord. We ask you to bless this food, nourish my body, Lord. We ask you to bless this fellowship, Lord, as people come together that have went here to Kings Mtn School or had someone, their grandparents or parents that went here to the school. And hopefully we can keep this going each and every year. Now again, like I said, I ask you to bless this food for nourish our body, Lord. And if we grow stronger each and every day. This we ask you most precious heavenly name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
We're in mine. Help yourself.
All right.
Good.
They get some good food. I want a video to food before it gets ransacked.
I don't know, I'm trying to keep it going. Over on Robertstown Road.
Let's see what we got here. Chicken, beans, taters, baked beans, coleslaw, mac and cheese, cornbread. Awesome. Some type of soup. What's this? Soup beans, all right, and cornbread, yeah. All right.
Want to stay and eat? Sit on the creek.
How many times you signed that book?
15 times at least, maybe more than that.
More than that. I've been coming with you 15 years probably.
So it's probably 20.
Yeah. Okay. That's right, because you started coming down here when Mose and Pose couldn't drive.
Right.
Or didn't want to drive.
Right.
I was thinking in my mind you were way before that, but no, that makes sense. You started driving them. This is what we're dealing with here. Soup, beans, and cornbread. A little baked potato, baked beans, beans, chicken, cornbread, deviled egg. There's some other stuff over there too. So if I didn't say before, my grandmother, June, grew up in Kings Mountain. They lived up that way about a mile or two. And down here, that store, little store there, was built by, I believe, one of her uncles. They were in construction. They built several buildings around here. But yeah, she went to Kings Mountain School. She was born in 1919. And so yeah, so she passed away in 2008. I believe she was 89 years old at that time. So, but yeah, Kings Mountain. Been coming down here since I was a kid. What's interesting is this little post office. I've always shown this, or I've shown this post office a few different times. Dedicated in 1969, and at the time, Richard M. Nixon was the president. Kind of crazy. Little Kings Mountain post office here. Not much of a post office compared to the big city, but I'm sure it gets the job done. And then another interesting place is right here next door, which I've talked about before, is a man that was married to my great aunt, which is my grandma's sister, Kathleen. His name was Ralph Buys. And this is right next door to the post office. He lived in this house. And I said this last year, but I'd love to get up in there in the wintertime, come down here in the wintertime and at least get up in the porch and you know, stick the camera in the window and show it. Very interesting. Been vacant for umpteen years. I had a viewer contact me after my video last year. It does have a little extension on the back of it. I don't believe I ever walked back here. A viewer to the channel sent me a comment last year that she lived in this area in the 90s as a kid and knew people that lived in this house and actually stayed in it, which I thought was interesting as heck. She said that she would love to go back in there. I don't know if I'd want to go in there or not, but I definitely want to stick the camera in the window and look. I'm sure it's tick heaven in there. Bug heaven, tick heaven, snake heaven. Yeah, that window there is kind of open. Eventually these trees are just gonna engulf this place. I made my way over a little closer. Grass wasn't too bad on the side here. Probably stupid. I think that's as close as I can get. Front door's open. That's scary. There's a, well, I can't see that from the street. There's a porch swing on That'd be cool to get that porch swing. Yep, his name was Ralph Buys, and he grew up here. Another angle. I gotta get down here this winter and walk in there. I think that'll be a plan. Make it a day trip. Into the yard. Probably was a mistake, but I got long pants on today, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Yeah, the old store John just said was built in 1924, about 102 years ago. My mother's aunt, or I'm sorry,
Father.
uncle. Yeah,
Father.
Uncle. Oh, okay.
Father
LV's,
and uncle.
yeah, uncle. I thought the uncle was in the construction and the father worked for the construction in the city or whatever.
He built houses around here too, but he also traveled around the country.
Yeah, here comes a couple doggies. That's that one doggy I think we've seen before.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one for sure. Funny. I want to document this for posterity. Okay. So we're down here at the track, Kings Mountain. Good, how you doing? And I wanted to get further details. Billy Jack, my cousin, he's been on camera a few times. If you look at our film from last year, we're in the same position and you're talking on the same camera. It's like going back in time. But over the last period of time, since Brady's gone to work for the railroad, I wanted to be able to know what the story was about your dad and how he got killed on the railroad and stuff.
Well, he was working night shift in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and back then they didn't have radios. Everything was done with lanterns. And he was on the side of a boxcar. They were switching in this tight area. And when the train was backing up, there was stuff on the track and it derailed the car he was on. So
he was riding on the stuff
on the side of the car, yeah. And it threw the car into a building. And caught him between the building and the car. And, you know, of course, naturally he was trying to wag him down, but hard to get stopped that quick, you know, back then. But that was before they had radios. Now they got radios and they don't have to ride like that. But, yeah, everything was done by lantern. So
yeah, so they would lantern if the engineer could see in the back or something.
They had different signals they'd use to stop, you know, or to go and everything. So, yeah, he loved the railroad. He worked on it.
So when was that?
I was in March of 64.
March of 64, okay.
March 5th.
And I was born in December of 65, so I never met him. He would have been a great uncle of mine.
Yeah, he would still have plenty of railroad left in him because he was 30.
I always heard he was 36.
36.
Yeah, my grandma, which was his sister, June, which is Billy Jack's sister, always told me he was 36. And he always said you were 14. Or she always told me you were 14.
I was 16.
16,
I just got my license, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom got a phone call that he'd been hurt, and so I had to go get gas in the car. So I took off to go get gas in the car and come back. And when I come back to pick her up, then there was a knock on the door, and it was the police. And she knew right away then what it was once the police officer was there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a tragic thing. He loved it. He loved Kings Mountain. Yeah, his dad was from here, your grandfather, great-grandfather, our grandfather. And we had a lot of railroaders in the family, both sides of the family, you know. Aunt Kathy's husband worked at Southern up in Erlanger, and my great-grandparents were...
Ralph did?
Yeah, he worked for the Southern in Erlanger, yeah. And then retired from there. And then we had my great-grandparents were section hand and a cook on the railroad. They worked on High Bridge.
Okay.
And then I had a great uncle worked on the Southern through Kings Mountain here. He lived over at Danville.
Okay.
And then our cousin Chuck, he worked on the New York Central with my dad. And so yeah, we've had a lot of railroaders in our family.
I didn't realize there was that much railroad history or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of railroad. Right where you're standing right now, if you analyze this is where the old depot used to sit right here.
Yeah, I've had that in this area.
That wooden there when you're filming that wood.
Yeah,
right
that wood.
there?
Yeah, that's where you said.
You take the cart across and take the baggage and stuff on the passenger train.
Yeah.
When they were using wagons back then.
There were these wooden steps
and
step
then
overs.
if you look down there toward that gravel pit, there used to be a spur break off and hug the trees, and there was some lean-tos back here to your left, that where they put lumber and coal, back when they do coal and everything, when everybody down here burned coal to keep heat in their house. So, and then straight across, of course you have to shoot over the top of the car. You see those little white poles over there on the other side?
Yeah.
That's a culvert. Straight across from that culvert's where my great-grandmother lived.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
straight across from that.
Yeah.
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 There's a road over there.
Yeah.
We've, been on that road before. I can kind of see some stone or something across the way.
Probably the old foundation.
You can't really. Yeah, telephone pole. You can't really see it probably on the camera, but.
Well, that's a culvert, and the creek goes under the railroad there, and then turns left and runs down this.
So that's your landmark to where you know where they were. Was the
I
creek.
was sitting over there. I got a picture at home. Sometime I'll bring it down. You can put it on your thing. Me and my cousin, one's sitting where one pole is, and I was sitting where the other one was. But those poles weren't there at that time then, though.
Where was the round table?
Well, I don't never remember one. If it was, you said Lanny said down there on the left, which would be left before, after you come out of the tunnel.
But Singleton's house.
Well, that would be where Ravel's house is. If you look down the track, it'd be to your left before you go over the bridge, or the bridge that goes over. But down here on the right now is where they used to keep the cars, the little maintenance cars. They drag them out on the track and put them on their main line, and they check the track, make sure everything's okay. Then they could pull them off the track when the train was coming. Also on your film, back in the day, they used to have tunnel walkers for down the tunnel, and I know you've got the tunnel on film because you've been in that tunnel.
Yeah, that was before I was doing my. We've got pictures, but we don't have any film of that.
Well, they used to have guys that walk with lanterns to make sure there was no cave-ins or fall-in rocks on the track.
Yeah.
And they'd have to lay down in there when a train had come through. Yeah, it was kind of dangerous job.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, they had to walk that tunnel. Yeah, this town was a hopping little town. One time had a hotel back here behind us, and burned down. I believe that burned down 49, I think.
They had a couple hotels here. Penny Baker.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
That's one that was across the street somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah. That's old Bitter Creek, they call that, Bitter Creek.
But back, so I wanted to finish up on your dad's thing, Billy Jack Floyd. What was his title, or what did he do?
He was a brakeman conductor. He did brakeman mostly, like the switching.
So what did a brakeman do? Because me and Brady were talking about that the other day, because there is no brakeman anymore.
Ride on the cars, and like say if you, like this area here, you got a spur right here. Say there was going to drop a couple cars off here for Kings Mountain or something, lumber in them or whatever. The train would back in, and they would disconnect the train and then get back on the train and ride out and hook up the main line, or if it was a a continuous train.
So that's what the freight conductor does now.
And he's more or less tells the brakeman what to go.
Yeah, that's what Brady does now.
These two lumber cars off here, or whatever.
But he, as far as I know, he that's because now he says that when a train, you could see a 2-mile train going down the way, and there's only 2 men on the train. That's the conductor and the engineer, and that's it.
Used to be there would be probably at least 5 on a train back in the day. You'd have 3 in the caboose and 2 on the engine. You had a fireman. They kept a fireman after steam engines for a long time. The new diesels have a windshield just like your car, but the old style, when the Jeep come out, you only had this side you could see out of, and then her sit where she's sitting, she could only see out that side. So she'd watch that side of the road and say, hey, you got a car on the track on this side, boom, so you could get stopped. So, and then after a while, once they went to the full windshield, the firemen's were gone.
Yeah.
And
somebody told me they used to have 2 brakemen,
a conductor, and then a fireman and an engineer.
Yeah.
I got to ride a steam engine once with my dad. It was neat to see the fireman work, shovel that coal in there. That was neat as heck. Yeah, it was. He just shoveled away, putting that in there. Rode it from Riverside in Cincinnati to Greensburg, Indiana one time.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
So he was a brakeman then.
Yes,
that's what he did.
Yeah. Worked baggage. Got to go with him on the passenger train a couple times. That was neat. So yeah,
that's neat.
Fun.
The 3 engines or 2? Double stacked. I just got emotional right there. Taking a break. What do you think?
I think it's badass. If I can get mine on, film it to you and send it to you. I got a bunch of it. Well,
I got when those engines went by, I got emotional there for a second. I was thinking of Brady. Picking up some speed now. That's probably a 2-mile drive there. Flat spot. You can have a flat spot up to 4 inches with Brady shows. If it gets 4 inches, you got to pull the car out. Because the wheel won't roll. See how the train tilts? So they get around the bend that way, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah. And you just think, well, it's a good thing the other one's leaning on the other side or they'd be catching each other. Well, that was it. They carried 3 units at least on the front. He's full.
Yeah. No mid-engine now.
Got your ears on. There he goes, getting close to Waynesburg. Yeah, he's
You got something you
How
can
many
hear when.
tractor trailers?
That was
I
awesome.
counted 30, and I didn't start counting yet, but I counted 34, which would be 78.
Double stack.
Yeah.
That was the containers though.
Yeah, well,
Well,
The trailers were just one, weren't they? Or were they double stacked
one
too?
trailer
so
with
you
two
figure
doubles.
two trucks
Oh,
per
okay.
trailer.
Yeah, so that's 78. And I didn't start counting, and then I stopped. So it was hundreds, probably 200 semis would be going down the highway.
When I would sit there, I try to count when I was a kid. I'd get 75, 80, you know, and they'd still be coming out. Of course, cars aren't that big neither. You're talking probably 48 footers back then compared to now. You're just looking down that old thing there. I wanted to walk.
Yeah, that's Jewel.
Eighth grade.
I graduated in 64.
I gotta get up there before I leave.
Yeah.
We did too, but it's.
You remember her?
Oh,
Nice.
well, hi.
He could probably carry you
I
up
know
there.
that was you.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago.
It seems like she had a niece or somebody to come to Bible school one year.
Walk up there.
Roy and Zelda Paget,
Saw that, and there's Dickie on there.
Charles and Lola Hubbard, William and Lillian Jenkins. I know them. Richard Miles, and I know him. This says bench is dedicated to past and present committee members, caretakers, and other individuals who have cared for Pleasant Point Cemetery over the years. Founding cemetery committee members. I guess we're going to head on out to the graves here. It turned out to be beautiful for the moment anyway. Or at least not cloudy, or not raining. Still a little cloudy. This is our clan here, all the way down through here. These are people of a little bit of a descent away from us. It gets closer to us as further we get down here. Lucy Floyd's starting to lean pretty good. Look at that. Huh. What do you think that is? Some kind of mold?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, fungus or mold.
It's interesting.
I had a couple of these cleaned.
Yeah. They got a lot of mold growing on them, don't they?
Yeah.
And leaning.
Thought I'd take a picture of this for Linda Joe.
This is my grandma's baby brother that didn't make it. That's got a lot of mold on it too.
I guess we could try wet and forget.
Yeah. Will it work on something that thick? I think he was about 6 months old.
Yeah.
Is it Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny. Jonie Floyd. I think he got the run somehow. He got some kind of stomach virus. More or less dehydrated because they couldn't get him hydrated. 1920, March 27th, 1920 to August 28th, 1920. Never made it out of 1920.
12 years older.
Yeah.
She was 17 when he took her from Kings Mountain, Kentucky to Detroit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, to get married, you mean?
Yeah, he was working up there.
So 1897 to, what was it? What year would they get married?
Well, if she was 17, 124? No. 19.
Well, 1927 should be 20 years old, so minus that. So 1924.
Yeah.
Here, no, 97,
Yeah.
07 to 17.
Yeah, 1917.
1917, she would have been 20. So
Right.
minus, so 1914. And my grandma was born in 1919.
1919. Here's Vita, born in August of 1917.
Okay.
So,
Little
yeah.
situation going on there.
Situation of the wedding.
You remember about when it was? Well, the sad thing is she passed away when she was about 38, wasn't she? Or 30, 30, 40?
Yeah.
1897, 37. Yeah, it would be 37, yeah. 40. She was 40. My math is horrible right now. She was 40. And I think my grandma was about 18.
Yeah.
Because she was born in 1919. So yeah, she was 18. So it would have been a sad thing. And LV, which is my great grandpa, he died on August 19th, 1965, about 3 or 4 months before I was born. My mom was pregnant with me when he died.
And Joe was 14 years old when his mother died.
Okay.
And
yeah,
June, my mother,
was 18.
took care of him.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the youngest. There were 2 more younger than him, Kathleen and Jack.
Yeah.
And what Billy Jack said, his dad was 37 when he
36. 36.
In 1964.
4.
So
Yeah.
So he was,
And Jack was 16, he said.
yeah. So
Pleasant Point Baptist Church here in Pleasant Point, Kentucky. Yeah. All right, kids, we'll see y'all. Have safe travels back. We'll see you.
See you tomorrow,
You
maybe.
don't talk him out of it.
Yeah. We'll see you, folks. Hey, little thunder. This is the church that my grandma played the piano, or
yeah.
the
Methodist
church. Yeah. There's a little clean out in the back of that chimney there. So I guess at one time they had fires in there. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a potbelly stove in it.
The old typical add-on in the front.
Yeah, foundation changes.
Yeah. That thing's on a slab now.
Yeah.
That thing's 8 or 10 inches thick. Probably on a footer and below that too. You can see where it runs down below
Right,
the.
yeah.
They weren't messing around when they put that baby up.
Well, they probably poured that, then brought the building over and set on top of it.
Yeah. Oh, you think Johnny thinks this building was moved.
Not the front part, like you said, that was an add-on.
Yeah, not the front part, but
It was a school.
this was a school, he says. But when we've been in there in the past, there's a stained glass window that has my great grandpa's name on it.
His wife.
For like probably a member or donated or whatever. Or help build it, help move it. Maybe if it was built or moved. You're hearing some thunder in the distance. Handicap accessible. I remember when this used to have that green grass on it. Wonder what was under the tape. Kings Mountain Methodist Church.
They're not in the weeding feed.
Right now it's pretty out, but we can hear some looming thunder. Yep, Kings Mountain Methodist Church. My grandma, June.
Cemetery in the back.
Cemetery in the back.
And I heard they stopped burying people here because they were afraid with the way the terrain is that it would wash things down from the graves.
Bacteria or whatever.
Bacteria from the deteriorating bodies into the water system, which was wells and so forth.
But we don't have any people buried here as far as we know.
Correct.
Yeah. Old cemetery. All right, moving on. This house here is where my grandma was born, June. Which is basically right through the field from where they moved to. Interesting. Right up here is where an argument ensued with my great-grandpa's sister, and the husband chased her out in the road and shot her. Just right up the road from where my grandma was born. Interesting history. And somewhere down through here is where, didn't you go to do something and Grandpa got bit by a dog?
Down there, that road we just passed.
Road we just passed.
This might be Lanny's mother's house here. Maybe not.
Just going back in time, folks, going back in time. Look at that view out the window there. These people don't know how nice they got it look with this countryside. Guy working on something. All right, this is original 27. They didn't call it Hall's Gap when this was the only way, was it?
Yeah,
This was Hall's
Gap. It was always Hall's Gap.
Yeah, okay. I wonder why they called it Hall's Gap.
Right, so
I always thought that Hall's Gap was because when you looked up the road, the straight road, it looked like a gap in the mountain. That's why I always thought it was called Hall's Gap.
well, it's like going through the Cumberland Gap.
Yeah.
You know, that was
Okay, so it's a natural gap.
It's a natural gap. And Hall's probably lived at the top or the bottom.
But it's a gap between two mountains, an easy pass, I always
Yeah.
thought. That was what that was. Yep, coming up here on the overlook.
Uh-oh. Someone got it.
You said that last time now.
I think you're right. I did say that last time.
Nope, it's still there.
See it?
Yeah, it's still there. All right, look at that.
It is still there.
Yep,
It's
still,
camouflaged the heck and back.
it's still there. They're gonna have to do something with this because you know, to keep the people from walking right off the edge. It's been here since how long? When my grandma was a kid, young lady. We have a picture of her sitting on the wall.
So we're talking in the 30s. It was definitely here.
Yeah, in the 30s.
Under video surveillance.
Under video surveillance. What? Yeah, because I'm filming it.
That's right.
I think that's due north right there.
Right.
We've tested that with our phone before. North. But the arrow is pointing more that way. The north is more that way. They may not have our phone may not be exact. Okay. Your phone's a little different than mine.
Pretty much.
I guess that's pretty much how you're setting your phone.
It's pretty
Yeah, because it's going right down that slot there. Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, I stand corrected. Due north, folks. Go north, young man. Now there was also a store here at one time, and you could, it was like a gift shop, wasn't it, or something?
Right.
And it was right in this area. Yeah, the foundation's right there. Yeah, there's a floor right there. So it would have been right here. You would have walked up to this. And it's interesting because none of this is torn out. You would have walked up here and bought.
Well, look at this is poured smooth here.
That's poured smooth, yeah.
Yeah. And you can notice here it's all standard or stone.
Yeah. Maybe they poured this, made this smooth for a countertop.
I think they sold like Cokes and drinks here too, so they want a good surface to set it
They
on.
sold Cokes, drinks, t-shirts, probably stuff that said Hall's Gap.
Little animals, stuffed animals, stuff your dad never wants to buy.
Yeah.
It's a waste.
Don't you wish you had a little gift from here now that you still had? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the wall. Right there, and the back wall.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, because it was coming up the back of the mountain. But that's, yeah, the bit you mean for the store?
Yeah.
But you can clearly see where the gift shop store was. That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
It's funny we never really saw that until now.
How many years have we looked at this and not seen that?
Yeah. But yeah, it runs right there, and then it runs right back there. And I can see the back of the wall right there.
Yep.
Plain as day. Yeah, there's the back. We can see the back foundation wall where the store was from over here. Could see it back there. And right there where the poured top was. Yep, there she is. Right there. And they used to have a window here, and there's pictures you can go online, and it had like an open, they would open up the front and there was a gift shop. At first step's a doozy, but check this out. There's like a big chunk of something down there. Big chunk of something down there. Like a corner of something. I don't know if it's the back, was the back of that store or something.
Yeah.
Like they just threw it over the side, it rolled down. And
Yeah, that might have been. cut also.
That's a doozy down
Yeah,
there.
That's steep, man.
That's a drop.
Yeah, let's put a road up through here. This looks like it'd be an easy place.
Yeah, where they had to cut away from that.
Yeah.
It's a miracle it doesn't fall down the hill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Coke 50 cents. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Really?
Coke 10 cents. But yeah, we came over here to check this foundation out. Yep. It goes right to there, and then right to there.
This is it right here.
That's it right there. Yeah, right where this block is. Can you see that block?
Yeah. Can you see where it ties in here?
Nah, it's kind of under the ground. So, charcoal. All right, well that was a big excitement. Yeah, that's neat. Never been on this side before. My camera ran out. I've got to change batteries, but we're moving on. I don't know what I got filmed here, but we're back here on the store platform here. You can really see it back here in the video. Big time. Yeah, that's funny. I haven't seen one of those. He's gonna try to power brake it and race the Mustang. And here's the view out of our hotel room here, Hampton Inn. Today is Sunday, 5/24/26, and last night, and we just kind of had an abrupt end to last night's video. This is a outro to last night's video, and the cruise-in thing. You know, we saw. You know, several cops pulling over cars, 4 or 5 of them, and you know, we don't know if it was the weather or maybe there was an edict from the police or whatever, but there was definitely hardly any people cruising up and down the strip last night, so that was kind of disappointing. I hope you enjoyed last night's or yesterday's trip to Lincoln County, Kings Mountain. We got another day today to get into here, and we'll see what's going to happen. But glad you all came along for the ride. Thanks for coming along, everybody. We'll see you on the next trip, Lord willing.